Title: The Winds of Fate by Wisdom Chronicles. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and verdant fields, where the seasons painted the landscape in vivid strokes of green, gold, and white, there lived a young man named Arjun. The village, a relic of times past, clung to its traditions like the ancient trees that bordered it clung to the earth. It was a place where arranged marriages were the fabric of society, weaving families together in a tapestry of alliances and legacies. Arjun's family was no different, steeped in the customs of their forebears, and as the firstborn, he was the vessel of their hopes and dreams. His parents, kind and loving in their way, had arranged his marriage to Maya, the daughter of a neighboring family. Maya was gentle and beautiful, with eyes that mirrored the tranquil waters of the village pond. The marriage, set for the spring, promised to unite two of the village's most respected families. Yet Arjun's heart was a bird in flight, untamed and restless. He yearned for more than the prescribed path laid before him. It was during a visit to the city, a bustling metropolis that contrasted sharply with his quiet village, that he met Lila. Lila was like a storm, wild and unpredictable. She was a student, passionate about art and poetry, and her ideas about love and marriage were as modern as the city itself. With Lila, Arjun felt a connection he had never known, a love that was vibrant and consuming. The seasons changed, and with the approach of winter, Arjun's internal conflict deepened. The village, blanketed in snow, was a world away from the city's neon lights and the warmth of Lila's presence. His days were filled with preparations for the wedding, yet his nights were haunted by dreams of Lila and the life they might have together. As the wedding day approached, the village was alive with activity. Houses were adorned with flowers and lights, and the air was filled with the scent of spices and sweets being prepared for the celebration. Arjun, however, felt as though he was walking through a fog, each step taking him further away from his true self. The night before the wedding, a great storm swept through the village. Thunder roared like the angry gods of old, and lightning illuminated the sky, revealing the turmoil within Arjun's heart. He wandered through the village, lost in thought, until he found himself at the pond. The water, usually so calm, was a mirror of his own turmoil, whipped into frenzy by the wind. It was there that the old weaver found him. The weaver, a figure of law and wisdom, had lived in the village longer than anyone could remember. With eyes that saw through to the soul, he spoke to Arjun of fate and choice, of the threads that bind us, and the courage it takes to follow one's heart. "Arjun," he said, his voice as soft as the wind, "life is a tapestry of choices. Some threads are given to us by birth, by tradition, but others we must weave ourselves. The question is, which threads will you choose to follow?" The weaver's words struck a chord within Arjun, awakening him to the realization that his happiness lay not in fulfilling the expectations of others, but in being true to himself. With dawn breaking, Arjun made his choice. He would not marry Maya, not out of lack of love for her, but out of a deep respect for the truth that neither of them deserved a life built on duty rather than love. The village woke to a world transformed, not just by the aftermath of the storm, but by Arjun's decision. There was anger and confusion, but also, unexpectedly, conversations began to unfold. Conversations about love, choice, and the chains of tradition that had bound them for so long. Arjun's journey was not easy. He faced the censure of the village and the heartbreak of his family. Yet, in choosing Lila, he chose a path of authenticity and love. Their life together was a testament to the belief that love, in its truest form, is not bound by tradition or expectation, but is a wild, untameable force that seeks its own expression. As the years passed, the village began to change. The conversations that had started as whispers grew louder, and slowly, the fabric of society began to weave in new patterns. Young people were given more freedom to choose, and while arranged marriages did not disappear, the option of love matches became more accepted. The old weaver, watching from the sidelines, smiled at the unfolding tapestry of life. Arjun and Laya, with their courage and love, had not only transformed their own destinies, but had sown the seeds of change in the heart of the village. Arjun's story is a reminder that the winds of fate are not always something to be weathered, but can also be harnessed to steer us toward our true destinies. It teaches us that tradition and progress need not be at odds, but can coexist in a delicate balance, each enriching the other. The courage to follow one's heart, to challenge the status quo, can be the catalyst for change, not just in one's own life, but in the lives of those around us. In the end, the greatest legacy we can leave is not one of wealth or status, but of having lived a life true to ourselves, a life that inspires others to seek their own path of authenticity and love.